The ketogenic diet has exploded in popularity over the last decade, and with that popularity comes a tidal wave of information. Some of it's genuinely useful, grounded in science and experience, but much of it is noise, confusing, contradictory, and overwhelming. If you've ever tried to start keto and found yourself buried in rules, exceptions, product recommendations, and endless social media debates, you are not alone. The truth is, keto doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the people who succeed long term almost always focus on keeping things simple. Instead of chasing every new trend, they find the clear foundation and stick with it. To help you clear the mental fog, here are 5 practical ways to cut the clutter of keto, the information overwhelm, and to focus on what actually works. Tip number 1 to clear the clutter: ignore the fads. Every diet trend attracts marketing hype, and keto is no exception. Walk through any grocery store or browse online, and you'll see keto-branded ice creams, snack bars, shakes, cookies, even cereals. While these products may technically fit into the low-carb lifestyle, they often bring back the very issues that keto is designed to fix: overconsumption, cravings, reliance on ultra-processed foods. And there are the miracle supplements: powders, pills, exogenous ketones, all marketed as shortcuts to fat loss, brain power, and effortless energy. While some supplements have legitimate uses, like electrolytes or magnesium, most of these are shiny products that just drain your wallet without moving you closer to your health goals. Say no to gimmicks. Stick with whole, nutrient-dense foods like meat, eggs, seafood, and low-carb vegetables. Let your body make ketones naturally instead of relying on powders or empty promises. Cutting the clutter tip number 2. Focus on the basics. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is overcomplicating keto. They spend hours hunting down recipes for keto versions of everyday foods they used to love: bread, pasta, desserts, even beer. While it's fine to enjoy a keto-friendly treat once in a while, constantly trying to recreate low-carb versions of carb-heavy meals can leave you frustrated, bloated, and stuck in a dieting mindset instead of building a lifestyle. The basics of keto are refreshingly simple. Protein first. Prioritize meat, eggs, poultry, and fish. Healthy fats: butter, olive oil, avocado, tallow, ghee. Low-carb veggies: stick with leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables. Hydration and electrolytes: salt, potassium, and magnesium. They all matter. That's it. There's no need to memorize 200 recipes or to carry a food scale everywhere you go. So, clutter cutting strategy, that's hard to say. Number 2 is build your meals around protein and fat. Keep it simple and don't feel pressured to constantly experiment with keto replacements. Because the other thing that doesn't do is that gets you into a mindset of, oh, I can always eat this. This focuses you back onto what actually works. Clutter cutting tip number 3, limit your sources. This is a big one. We live in the information age, which is both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, you can learn from doctors and nutritionists and real-life success stories from all over the world. On the other hand, you are one YouTube video away from total confusion. One expert tells you to track every gram of food. Another says never track anything. One swears by dairy. Another insists that's the reason that you're not losing weight. Who's right? The problem isn't necessarily that one source is wrong and the other is right. It's that trying to follow everyone at once creates paralysis. Too many voices drown out your intuition, what your body is telling you, and makes you second guess every one of your choices. So, clutter cutting strategy number 3, pick 2 or 3 trusted sources, whether it's a doctor, a coach, or a science-based podcast, and commit to learning from them. Tune out the rest. By filtering your inputs, you create clarity and confidence in your actions and your process. Clutter cutting strategy number 4. Track what actually matters. Tracking can be a powerful tool, but it can also become a trap. Many new keto dieters obsess over every single number: calories, carbs, net carbs, protein, fat, percentages, ketone levels, blood glucose, and so much more. And while some of this data can be very useful, drowning yourself in numbers often leads to confusion and burnout. The truth is, your body is smarter than any app. Instead of tracking every micro detail, pay attention to the big picture. Just ask yourself, do I have steady energy throughout the day? Am I sleeping better? Has my brain fog lifted? Do I feel less hungry and more in control of my cravings? Am I seeing progress in weight, waist size, or strength? Those are all signals that matter. If you're chasing ketone numbers on a breath or a blood meter, but you're still feeling tired, foggy, you've missed the point. So, clutter cutting strategy number 4, use tracking as a tool, not a master. Focus on outcomes, energy, mood, sleep, and results, not perfection on paper or an app. Cut the clutter tip number 5, build a routine. At the end of the day, keto is not a magic formula. It's about habits. When your meals, your shopping list, and your lifestyle have a rhythm, you don't waste mental energy on endless decisions, also known as decision fatigue. Successful keto eaters often eat the same few meals on repeat, at least during the week. For example, breakfast could be eggs and bacon, or skip breakfast and just have coffee with cream. Lunch could be some ground beef with cheese and an avocado. Dinner, steak with a side of asparagus cooked in butter. Simple. This doesn't mean your diet has to be boring. It means you free yourself from that constant decision fatigue. Once the basics are automatic, you can experiment with variety whenever you want to, not because you feel pressured to reinvent every single meal. So, clutter cutting strategy number 5. Keep a small rotation of go-to meals. Build habits around grocery shopping, cooking, and eating. Consistency, not novelty, is what drives long-term results. Keto can feel complicated, but it doesn't have to be. The clutter isn't coming from the diet itself. It's coming from the overload of products, opinions, and distractions surrounding it. By ignoring fads, focusing on basics, limiting your sources, tracking what actually matters, and building a routine, you can strip keto back to what it really is: a simple, effective way to fuel your body and your mind. Now, if you've been spinning your wheels trying to get keto right, step back and ask yourself, am I overcomplicating this? Chances are the answer is yes. Remember, simplicity wins. Are you ready to clear the clutter and build a sustainable, proper human diet lifestyle? Take the metabolic health assessment. The link is in the notes. Take that assessment, and from that you'll get some results that may shock you. Then book a free discovery call and get personalized guidance tailored to your health goals.